I want to bring in Dr. Rajesh Bhardwaj. Dr. Rajesh Bhardwaj, I'm sure you understand the trial and tribulations of the doctors better than anybody else on this panel. And of course, I agree with what the advocate was saying, that the concern was that even if these directives come, will this actually result in something? And it's good that the Supreme Court and the government both have taken cognizance because the doctors, what they were asking for is not something out of the box. They're asking that we just need to have our salaries, that's regular inflow of money to come in, because we're not meeting our families, we're not meeting our loved ones, we need isolation quarantine facilities, and we're risking our lives. So the least that we need is for our salaries to come in. The biggest concern for these doctors was that they're working in shifts, so they have to work for 14 days, then they get quarantined for 14 days, and the cycle repeats itself. But because of the huge inflow of cases that we've seen and the medical force that has been increased, even these basic facilities were not available, and that's why most of these doctors said that they will offer to resign. What was even most heartening, even then, when they said that they haven't been paid for 3 months, they did not say that we do not want to perform our jobs. All they said is give us our salaries and we'll continue to working with our huge capabilities and capacity. Dr. Bhardwaj, what I'm trying to understand is this is the fact that the pandemic, fortunately or unfortunately, is now throwing open these gaps or these ignorances that we had in our health infrastructure, which finally and thankfully are now being addressed.
Ridhima, you're right in that. Let me just throw a little light into this and bring a little perspective. First of all, these are North Delhi Municipal Corporation hospitals. Please. And Dr. Sunil Kumar will bear me out. North Delhi Municipal Corporation has been having problems in managing their hospitals. If you remember, there was a case of this orthopedic resident doctor who was sacked because he put up a video saying that facilities and PPE is not available in my ward for me to see my patients. And the North Delhi Municipal Commissioner took strict action against that, which was finally rescinded subsequently. So these two hospitals belong to the North Delhi Municipal Corporation. There have been some problems in their management, and this is seems to be a direct result of that. More importantly, the more important point, I mean, that's just a minor issue. The more important point is that healthcare workers are under serious risk if you understand how the virus transmits itself. So the three things that we understand, which are important for us to know why healthcare workers are at higher risk. Number one is the proximity. They are close to the patient, and so they are obviously at higher risk. Number two is the duration. So for the entire duty duration, you go out somewhere, you go to a grocery store, you go to some other place to buy something, you go to a medical store, your exposure is maybe 1 minute, half a minute, 1.5 minutes. But doctors are exposed to the patient and other healthcare workers all through the day, so which is running up to 6 to 8 hours, so their chance of catching an infection is much more. And thirdly, equally importantly, they have to examine the patient. So when you examine the patient's nose and throat, the patient's mask comes down. It has to come down. There is no other way you can examine. So again, their chance of contracting an infection is much higher than from other people who are also in the forefront of this battle. And I think everybody's right in this. I think they definitely need to be taken care of. We need to take care of their morale. We need to take care of their equipment. We need to take care of their medical condition. And overall, the quarantine facility also must be completely given to them unhesitantly, and not send in letters saying at the end of 7 days, if you don't go, you will have to pay the hotel charges yourself. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's really demeaning, and it brings down the morale of the doctor. That's true, Ridhima. These are all very important points you're bringing out. And not only that, you understand it's not just the doctor who has, or the healthcare worker actually, who has the chance of falling sick, but also transferring the infection to all the people that they go back to and meet at home as and when their period gets over and they go back home. More importantly, Ridhima, and of course we have, and this is obviously a very, very serious issue that you're bringing out, but also attached to this issue is not only are we not paying them, but we are putting up ridiculous charges against them. BMC, Bombay Municipal Corporation, says we will lodge FIRs against doctors who ask for COVID-19 tests without physically examining a patient. Delhi government lodges an FIR against Gangaram Hospital saying that your testing, the app is not being used, so we will lodge an FIR. We are dismissing doctors because they have the courage to raise their voice against something that they see is blatantly wrong. We are not only not paying them, we are victimizing these people, and most of them are these young fighters, junior doctors who are at the forefront of this. We are demoralizing them, and we are mocking their effort, and overall creating such bad morale. I'm surprised they continue to work actually. Ridhima.
Yeah, of course. No, I understand, and that's exactly why I raised this question that they're not asking for any extra efforts being ramped up. Actually, they should be asking, saying that our family members should be tested because we're working all in day. Our test results should probably be expedited. But all of these demands are not coming forward from these doctors. The basic demands which they're entitled to is still concerned. I want to give the closing comments to Dr. Rajesh Bhardwaj and Tulika quickly. Dr. Rajesh Bhardwaj, we're still saying that there are about 3 to 4 weeks before we see any sort of direct impact on the healthcare workers in terms of the money that is pending. As a doctor, how do you carry on now as a senior in the hospital? If the younger staff comes to you tomorrow and says that we had filed a concern, it's saying we'll take another 4 weeks. What do you tell to them? Because they're still expected to report to duty the next day, work for about 12 to 14 hours without taking a break in those very, very difficult situations, or wearing a PPE kit the entire day, not being able to take a food or even any other break for that matter during the day, meet their families. What do you even tell them to expect them to come and perform their duty, and not just during those regular times but during a pandemic?
Ridhima, first of all, Pragya ji and Tulika ji would know the advocates probably have done more than we have in this regard as far as doctors is concerned, because they have raised an advocates fund where advocates who are suffering during the lockdown and whose salaries are seriously affected and cannot carry on with their normal activities. The advocates and senior advocates have actively contributed money to the fund, and some amount of money is being distributed to advocates who cannot make ends meet right now. I think as doctors in our association, somewhere down the line, we have failed in performing that task. Having said that, the more important thing for senior doctors is to have a sense of commitment, is to encourage them the same way as a general would boost the morale of his soldiers and his troops, to say, hey, listen, these are difficult times and we need to be tough right now. They will pass away. I'm sure you will be taken care of. You have done all the right things. There is no reason for you to be despondent. Be cheerful, be confident, be in the forefront, and carry on with this battle.